Hello and welcome to another video on how to become a business consulting freelancer. So over the past video, what I have done is to recap about the section 1, getting started building a consulting career. So the fundamentals as well as the things that makes a consultant successful, such as cash flow. So it has cash flow, security that this lifestyle gives you, and the flexibility by have your own schedule. Also, some mistake to avoid, especially when you started as a business consulting, building your consulting career, is to not taking your business seriously and targeting multiple niche at once. Or in this case, uh, as they describe here, choosing a not in demand service. So I also look at what are the tasks that a consultant does, which is conduct a research, analyze data like this, conduct a research, analyze data, and present results, as well as how to earn the most for your advice. So, which is before craft an offer, choose a service that is already in demand and then solely focus on getting good at it. Of course, it must have something that you have interest because no one is obligated to hire you, and it's your job and your job alone to hone into that specific niche. Develop a rockstar solid offer backed by your reputation. And then I also look at what are the type of project that a consulting does, which is strategic or improvement, as well as the implementation and some consultation tips to improve your productivity, such as time blocking or the several tips to again improve your productivity, such as eliminate distractions, find out when to get you into the zone, stick to your calendar, as well as don't do multitasking. I will say be on the present, organize your desk, okay, which is something that I'm gonna do here. Okay, let me schedule that. Mhm. And let me schedule that. So organize my bed. So organize bed. Okay, cool. Done. And when it comes to decision making, use something called the Eisenhower matrix, right? So things that are important and urgent, do that today. Things that are important but not urgent, schedule. Things that are urgent but not important, delegate. And ultimately, if that is not important and urgent, but don't even think about it. And then section 2 is now okay. So once you know the fundamentals, it is time to getting started as a freelance consulting. And that is, well, first identify your strengths and weakness, capitalize on your strengths, and then down the line you can improve your weakness. The whole point of this is first capitalize on your strengths, anything that you have experienced, you have interest, or you excel at. Also remember to identify the different working styles, whether it is one-on-one consultation or training and teaching, as well as specialized service. So in my case right now, what I'm doing is this specialized service. So great. And also remember to protect your business at all costs. So when it comes to now getting started as a consulting freelancer, first, it's important to identify the niche. And a niche is a group of people that they have several characteristics. First, they have a large problem to solve. They actively looking for a solution. Uh, there must be uh, there must be people willing to pay for that solution, and ultimately it must be something you have an interest in. And also remember to, for example, some mistake to avoid uh, when align yourself with a niche is that you're gonna stuck with that niche forever, or you're targeting multiple niche at once, or you're copying others without integrate yourself genuinely, and you're not thinking it through. So once you align a niche, then when it comes to aligning yourself with an established platform, this is where you can get the most from your time at the beginning. Uh, so that's one of the reasons here when you say align yourself with a platform. So according to Blair Ends, so Blair Ends, okay, according to Blair Ends, win without pitch, okay, author, speaker, and entrepreneur. So according to uh, Blair lived with his wife and business partner Khalid Enns in the remote mountain village of Caslo, British Columbia, Canada, a short 10-hour drive from Vancouver. Mountain village of Caslo, British Columbia. What the hell is that? Caslo, British Columbia. Jesus, what the hell is this? Okay, the retirement place. Yeah, a retirement place. Mother, what the hell? Holy hell. At 10 hours of Vancouver. Holy hell. The population was, at 2016, the population was 908,688. Yeah, a retirement, man. Completely, man. A retirement. In a semi-automatic assistance. Holy moly. Okay, so this man, which is focused on the okay, so this man, what he focused on, yeah, it's lovely. It looks, it looks lovely, but it must be cold. That must be more cold than the and your ex-wife. Yeah, it's like holy hell. Okay, anyway, so yeah, cash flow. So Blair ends, which coined or mentioned this quote: "If we're not seen as more expert than our competition, which is important, then we will be viewed as one of the sea of many, and we will have little power in our relationship with our clients and prospects." So to set ourselves apart from the competition, and one of the reasons why I'm doing this kind of video is to show the clients or any future prospect or sell leads that put I did that. I did the job. I put the effort, man. I put the effort. So when it comes to align yourself with a platform, it's important to, for example, if you don't know how to do that, you can use reverse engineering for that. So in the case of the software, well, you have the software engineer, and then you have his. And when it comes to the to do the reverse engineering, so you start here with JavaScript. So what is JavaScript? It's a language that belongs to the web. Okay, what is the web? Well, it's part of the social software fields. Okay, social software field. What is the social software field? Well, it is um, one of the fields of computer theories. Okay, is computer theory, is computer science theories applied to software engineering. So okay, great, makes sense. So this is on the case of software. When it comes to the marketing, You started with something called Google Ads Platform. So what is Google Ads Platform? Oh, this belongs to something called PPC marketing, pay-per-click marketing. That belongs to the digital advertising field. So what is this? Well, a field in advertising. And what is advertising? One of the many fields of marketing. And what is marketing? The ability to sell products we don't even try. So yes, align yourself with an established platforms. Mistake to avoid with that, and also how important is to create an offer, a value statement that help you to simplify your offer. That after that you can now define the scope of the work, and once the client agreed to work with you, great, because you can now price your service, whether it's hourly or retainer by milestone. So the holy grail of all of this business is to escape the clock, one, and second is to build recurring clients. So the way to do that is by using something called the value ladder, where this is a set of offering, because a great offer is not just only one single offering. It's in fact a value ladder of offering. So I'm following is this consultation guidelines here of this value ladder. It's important to not copy exactly this, but it can give you as a recipe so you can move on with this. All right. So with my current client, I actually contact him, so I make a consultation for free, and also I add free value. And then once he see the value that I can provide, okay, then I negotiate is a 15-hour package weekly, you know. So that is just to put someone in my pockets, and I can dive deep into this service. All right. Okay. Cool. By the way, cool. uh, and after that, remember to create and send a service agreement. This is to make you look much more professional, where you're going to outline things like prior overview, prior timeline, the scope of the work, terms and termination, compensation, and agreement. Again, this is our key areas of consulting. So once you know all of that, okay, it is now time to put at practice everything that you have learned from that. How? By find and land high paying consulting clients. So before that, first, avoid certain things, meaning that you start building your portfolio, or you're running pay ads, or you're not focusing on your skills, because your client will use your past reputations, what you have done in the past, to decide they want to work with you. And also it's important to identify the type of project you want to work with. Something that is very underrated, very, very underrated. Uh, because I was about to work for a client. Yeah, I was about to work for a client that were doing some shady stuff on Upwork. And to me, it's like, no, 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 no. This is something very, very important, and also underrated for freelancers that they want to start with the first job they can. If you don't have any choice, well, do that. But remember that you are your own business, and your reputation here is everything. So, place where you can find high-paying consulting clients, Upwork, your existing network, uh, not only Upwork, but also any online platform that connect freelancers with clients. Okay, whether it's freelancer or Upwork, people per hour, Fiverr. Okay, So any of these platforms, second, your existing network. This is something that may vary depending on your geographical location. Okay, so even though it is important to keep track every interaction that you're having with any sell lead, prospect, or potential client or a current client, uh, using something called CRM, this customer relationship management. Why? Because after all, you want to build long-lasting business relationship, and you don't want to do a project once in a blue moon. So HubSpot allows you to HubSpot allows you to Jesus, to do that. Uh, so with that, you can have full visibility of your full sales channel or your full sales funnel, and and yeah. Uh, Also, it's important to, especially when you're new to the field, be transparent with the client. If you need to adjust your price, do that. And remember to reach to some mutual beneficial agreement with them. Okay, all right. So I also look at some consulting tips to help you stand up, such as remember that this is a numbers game. Uh, so ask yourself what I'm doing today. Am I putting myself in the best possible position to move on? That's one of the reasons why I'm recording this kind of video, is to stand up with any client that find me, okay, and to escape the sea of the competitor, this tutorial hell, right? And seek your own opportunity because no one's gonna get you that. So okay, that's one. And also remember to show your face. Very, very important, because you want to make a distinction between yourself and your the digital avatar. Also, important things when it comes to sales as a consultant. So here's some tips. Be an active listener. Use speed. Use solution selling process. So something that I'm going to talk about that later. And add free value. That doesn't mean that you have to work with the client for free. In fact, is that you have to show them, hey, I already put this together for you. Can I show you? Um, can I show you what Can I show you what I'm thinking about it? Uh, so the whole idea is to go above and beyond your competition. Stand out from there. So with this, the solution selling process is involving just diagnosing the prospect needs uh, or opportunity, and then recommend the proper service or products to solve the challenge they're having. So this solution selling process begins with a particular roadmap. Okay, when you have the prospect, this is when you start to find the right prospect. You start to reach out to them. You start to get in front of them to get their attention. The prospect journey, and then you qualify them. Okay, this is when you look at the clients and all the clients that you have, and you figuring out what is a good fit for you. And this is all about asking the right questions. Okay, you qualify them. So if everything went well, now you do a demo and discovery call to do even more fact findings about the clients uh, and all the possible decline expectations and the problem that needs to solve, and ultimately to decide, hey, can we move on with this project, or if this is gonna end right there so I can move on to the next project, which is this discovery and demo. And if the client decide, hey, yeah, send me some more information about it, well, you can now send your proposal and outline several options the client can go with. And also it's important to know how to tackle objections. Why? Because most of the time it can be boiled down in three aspects: time, money, and value. And it's important to always follow up consistent with the client, okay? And get creative, something that I mentioned there. Get creative to stand out, and then you strengthen your portfolio. So the more clients review, testimonial, and case study you have in your portfolio, the more momentum you will gain and the clients will land. So that's one of the reasons why right now I am working with the Shopify clients uh, to build my image as a consulting and then solve the problems and then strengthen my portfolio. Okay. Then I look at how to handle client payments, because most of the time freelancers don't have control of that from the beginning and they end up rip off by the market. That's not a good deal. So first, get the service agreement signed. Second, secure the payment option, whether it's weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, uh, and then when you start to provide your service. Once you do that, it's also important to know how to send invoice to your clients, because at the end of the day, you need to also pay taxes, right? So freelance website like Upwork Freelancer or Fiverr actually generate that, but also you can issue or send your personal invoice, such as PayPal, QuickBooks, or Soho. Okay, something that I'm looking at right now in Soho. Great. And once you know how to find and land a high-paying consulting client, you know how to send the service agreement, you get the service agreement signed, then you secure the payment options. Remember, and then you're starting to provide value and gain some traction. Remember that the ultimate goal of this is to scale to multiple business. And there are several factors that I mentioned before, and that is something that can take time to land a client, right? And also build referrals with this client. So yeah, this several things that I mentioned before. So land high-paying consulting clients, then you send the proposal. In this case, you know how to send the service agreement. You know how to you get the service agreement signed. You secure the payment options. Then you start to provide value. All of these four steps before starting to provide value and gain traction is something that I can take 2, 3, or even 4 weeks. Because especially if you are new to the field, clients don't know you. You have any validated ideas. That's what happened. But your ideas actually don't it will be hard, but your idea won't matter. Don't doesn't matter at the beginning, because you need to start to build your reputation. You need to start to build with your habits and activities daily, starting to build that. Okay, great. Because with that, okay, because with that, now, okay, um, remember that the referrals is the key to growth, and remember to deliver a top quality product Okay, and also that your reputation is everything here. Use CRM to keep track of interaction that you're having with any potential clients, with your customer relationship management, and don't forget to get leads to your business. So get be, get some business leads, show them value, build out your reputation, and repeat. So when it comes now to do the actual job, you know, meaning is what are so how to conduct a proper research and gather quality data. In this section 4 here, when it comes to do that, well, yeah, first recognize the different type of data that you can get from, as well as the different sources. And also that data is something powerful because it can help you to influence, persuade, and all or reinforce your point of view, but also can be misleading. And because of that, so the first party data, data that comes from the company, is the most valuable when you are going to conduct a research. It usually so you usually have to sign an NDA agreement for that. And once you do that, well, great. You can see what they have done in the past, how they have been performing, and from there you can provide your suggestions. The second party data or data that come from an aggregate or from trust sources, which are they're not anonymous, they have great report of research report. So they have a great track of research report, peer review, that kind of things. And then the least is the third party data or data that come from aggregate sources. So you can verify is who the author really is or the quality of the sources. Usually is behind some paywall. And now when it comes to conduct the research, because first is to identify is the sort of data. Okay. Then when it comes to do the research, play devil advocate with yourself. So see things from different perspectives because things are not black and white. Second, gather as much relevant, or this guys, third, uh, gather as much relevant data possible. Then you're going to keep track and take notes of every source you obtain. Very, very important. Qualify the source of those data, okay? And then don't forget to circle back with the client for more data, okay? So this is the series of steps when you're going to conduct a research. So first, identify the source of data, okay? Identify the quality of the data. See things from different perspectives. Gather relevant information. Take notes and keep record of every source you obtain. Qualify each source and then ultimately circle back with the client to get feedback. This is something that is this is useful when it comes, for example, to conduct a research. Uh, and now, for example, ChatGPT can help you to do that. Okay, but if you have this system, this also is useful for content generation as well. Very, very useful, by the way. So, in any case, yeah, in any case, um, I also look at an example of how Paul Mendes, the Zero to Mastery instructor from this course, did on a particular tourist website from the marketing perspective. Okay, so looking at their website, understanding the products and service, understand what they offer, and then you go into the specific with all the products, categories, the company review, what makes this company unique. If you can have access to the first party data, that's great. So once you conduct this audit or this research based on their personal brand, their website, all the pricing, sorry, what they offer, how much they charge. Now you can do is a competitor analysis. So, for example, I conduct this for my own client, okay, which is Shopify developer, right? So I conduct this research from this client, and then I do a competitor analysis to understand who the other players are in that industry. Okay, great. Because with that, now I can see what they're doing, how they're doing, and take notes to create a keyword research that using on a keyword research or online keyword research out there, such as um, yeah, keyword research out there from Google or any other online keyword research tool, you can now make sense of what's going on in that industry. And from there, also on top of that, you're going to get up to date data from World News to see how everything that you have researched, what is most likely to work today. And from there, see how this industry is adapting to regulations and where this industry is going. Makes sense completely. So totally makes sense. So I also conduct a research, particularly for the e-commerce field. First, to understand is much more about that industry. Okay. So what is an e-commerce? What are the type of e-commerce? What are the actors involved in an e-commerce? Business, consumers, and government, and how they relate each other. So, for example, you have the most widely common business use case, like business to consumers, such as online retailer, Walmart, Target, Costco, subscription service, Netflix, Spotify, digital marketplace like Etsy, eBay, also uh, ordering food and delivery service, such as Grubhub, Uber Eats, DoorDash, as well as travel booking, online travel and booking, like Airbnb, Uber, Airbnb, Booking.com, Expedia. When it comes to now the business to business, you have things like the online marketplace, Alibaba, Amazon Business, eBay Business, as well as EDI, this electronic data interchange, which is a system provided by IBM to exchange important and critical research, such as invoice or purchase order, in a secure and reliable way across companies within or among others companies. Also, online portals for very large business that want to streamline their supply chains, or procurement portals such as SAP Ariba Network or Walmart Supplier Center, wholesale e-commerce, where manufacturers and distributors sell directly to business, such as Grainger or Uline, as well as the business-to-business payment solutions like PayPal or Stripe. When it comes now to the consumer to business, we have things like freelance work, Outwork, Fiverr, Freelancer, as well as user-generated content. Users now sell audio, image, video. You see that on TikTok. Uh, people showing their tongue to earn some revenue, money from that. User-generated content. Uh, Crowdfunding. People that want to raise funds for their own projects, as well as the Mm, what is the other? Online service, such as SurveyMonkey, Reverse Auction. And when it comes now from the government to business, things like public procurement portals, where now government agencies provide platforms so business can bid on government contracts like the FBO, the Federal Business Opportunity on the US, or the UK Contract Finder Service. Tax filing and payment systems like the electronic federal tax payment system on the US or the UK custom revenue. If I recall that right, is the UK HM custom is revenue and customs like that. So it's this, okay. Uh, Also, yep, like this. Tax liabilities. Okay, so yeah, tax filing and payment systems, as well as business registrations, such as the SBA on the US or the UK Company House, licensing and permit applications, such as building permit or food license, international trades and custom clearance, like electronic custom clearance, something that I need to actually get because I need to upgrade my own asset, my fixed assets. Something I'm gonna talk about that later. Uh, so yeah, and then when it comes to the government to consumers, we have things like tax payment portal, like the IRS in the US, or driving license and vehicle registration. So, for example, like the DMV on California, United States, this Department Motor Vehicles, or the Driver Vehicle Licensing Agency, if I recall that. Great, driving and vehicle, except driving and vehicle licensing agency. You know, like this. So, driver and vehicle licensing agency on the UK. Also, uh, so yeah, also I look at the um, yeah, this is a driver and vehicle licensing agency. Um, Jesus, what the hell? Move on to payment of utility bills, as well as ordering birth and death certificates. Again, this is from the consumer to governments. The government to consumers. Okay, like ordering birth and death certificates, such as the National Center for Health Statistics, which is a very interesting website, or the um, I don't recall, the General Register Office on the UK. Okay, and when it comes now to the consumer to government, well, you have things like online petitions, online donations, payment fines and fees, permissions and licensing, for example, hunting permit or fishing licensing. So that's great because now I have a more holistic understanding here in And something very, very important, then I conduct a keyword research, or this competitive analysis, okay, to understand who the other author, or what are the other players in that industry. So you have Amazon, Alibaba, IKEA, Shopify, eBay, just to mention a couple one. And when I do the keyword research, okay, so how can I understand and to make sense of this industry? So for example, Shopify's focus is on Shopify theme, Shopify apps, Shopify website, as well as the POS. And eBay is focused more on the eBay gift cards or eBay coins, eBay shoes, while Amazon is more for like Amazon online shopping, Kindle, Alexa, Fire Stick. And when I do the keyword research from e-commerce, it mentions is lemon stand, Shopify store, Shopify website design. Again, this is you do the geographics of the US demographic and using this source as well. Keep track keep track of every source you obtain like this. So, all right, the only thing that is pending is this up-to-date news data. Great. So with that, okay, that'll be all for this video, and take care. Bye bye.